Well, we're here again. Let's do some channeling for you. You know, I just love doing what I do. I love being able to give my best to you and to help you know who you truly are. And now I gotta figure out how to get back to... Oh, there we go. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Well, we're here. Just a little tuning in. Gotta just put those down and out of the way. And I don't know, there's always a bunch of stuff. Good morning, Jane. Nice to have you here. This is wonderful to see you and have you be part of this live channeling event. I hope I can answer some questions for you. I'm all about questions. Any questions are okay. And, you know, please feel free to put yours forth and let me do a little reading for you. That's what this show is all about. And it's not even a show. Show's a weird thing to call it, but this live video is all about channeling and being useful to you in a way that's supportive and helpful and informative and healing and loving. So I welcome all of you who are here today and who will be watching this later, whether you're watching it on YouTube later or on Facebook, whatever. So, all right. So let's do a couple of affirmations to get us in order and our energy just juiced up. Good morning. I love it. You're talking to me. Thank you, Jane. Here's a couple of affirmations. Repeat after me, because these affirmations are for you. They're what I do to put myself in a state of fully conscious remembering of my own divinity and that I am a link to the divine for lots of other people. Can you talk about the transition of Earth from 30 to 50, please? Oh, 3D to 5D. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Greetings and welcome from Anubis. Our mission here is to help you transition from the world of the 3 dimensions to the world of the 5th dimension. And there is a lot of skipping over that pesky little 4th dimension, and that is the transition. The 4th dimension is the bridge to the 5th dimension. And you literally go from the 3rd dimension, your practical everyday life and television and advertising and eating and mowing the lawn and picking up the cleaning up the garbage, whatever it is you're doing on your everyday life. But you use the bridge of the 4th dimension to get to the 5th dimension, which is more and more of a spiritual soul level contact. The 5th dimension is more expanded and more soul driven and more energy driven. So as you use your practical 3D experience in your everyday world and start to educate yourself about energy, how it feels, how you sense it, what is the message you are receiving in your energetic module that your body is, and in the reception that you do as an ordinary human being, how do you use that wisdom, that spiritual knowledge, that soul knowingness that you are a spiritual being and that the the drama that is played out in the 3D is literally that, a drama. And it is something that you coordinated as a soul for yourself as a human in order to grow, to develop, to expand beyond that. Now, you will be using our expression a lot in this transition from 3D through 4D into 5D, when you use the expression expand to include. The third dimension is very much the land of opposites. It's the land of physical and non-physical, very black and white. And it's either pain or love, fear or love, material or spiritual, energy or flatness, or energy or the material world, or love or hate, us versus them. It's all conflict. It's all about conflict, which you may also have the wisdom to understand as contrast, as Esther Hicks has so kindly put it for us. You are using the contrast to take you higher. Rather than getting stuck between these opposite poles of yes, no, right, wrong, black, white, us, them, love, fear, rise up above them. And you're starting to work in that fourth dimension, more energetic, more reaching for consciousness, reaching for what are the other options that I'm not seeing right now, spreading out, lifting up, growing bigger than the limitations of either or and black or white. Now, as you rise up and you expand to include, you are not resisting anything. You are accepting that those two opposing points of view exist. But you are opening up to your greater wisdom and your greater options. And as you do so, literally, your consciousness rises up and you are in 4D, which is moving you into 5D. It's literally that beautiful bridge, like you could see like in a Japanese garden, an arched bridge over a body of water that takes you into 5D or 6D or 7D or 8D or 9D or 10D and so on. It is your willingness as a soul, and a soul is energy, that is more than these opposites in 3 dimensions that are being presented to you all the time. And so find yourself, rather than taking sides or choosing one or the other, or it's us against them. Who is them? My brother, my sister, my mother, my father, my neighbor? Who is them? We are all included in the divine's beautiful plan. We, even the guides, coming from a spiritual perspective, as agents of the divine, are expanding your energy and causing you to look beyond the obvious, to look beyond what's being marketed to you: fear, hate, withdraw, defend. Rising up, expanding to include, or as a client put it to Annie, ascend to include. As you do, then your soul's energy is far more likely to infuse your physical experience with its wisdom and its profoundness in truth, as an expression of truth, as an expression of the divine. For your soul was created by the divine as it is to fuel your personal and spiritual evolution. And so you are rising. You are rising, and you are using this rising energy to lift up beyond the opposites, the opposing viewpoints, and gain a greater perspective. What are the possibilities that exist that are good for all? Are we withholding love? Are we withholding connection and a desire to protect yourself, your loved ones, your pile of money, your home, your things? Or are there more of those things that you are protecting? Love, relationship, money, things that are necessary for this living on this earth? Are there even more as you rise up and walk over that fourth dimension bridge into the fifth dimension, where everything is energy? And beyond that, it is a refinement of energy. Fifth dimension is more soul level, greater perspective, and a deeper, higher, finer, more conclusive connection with the divine, an unbreakable connection with the divine. And the divine is working through you all in order to perfect her plan on earth of love and unity with all life. The birds, the bees, the bugs, the insects, the trees, your neighbors. And when you are absolutely, permanently, and undividedly connected to your soul and the divine, there's no shortage of any of those things. You are being cared for, you are being loved, you are being guided, you are being held in the knowingness that your soul knows who you really are. And certainly the divine knows who you are, because she created you to be the way you are. And how's that for a little talk on 3D, 4D, and 5D? Okay. All right. I'm looking at Mylena. My friend Regina is going through a challenging time. Could you share messages from her guides? Okay. Regini. Or maybe it's Regini. Much of what she is experiencing right now is chemical imbalances. The depression has to do with eating things that don't truly work for her, and she's trying to offset the depression and the fatigue with more and more caffeine, and this is working against her. She would do better to switch from coffee to green tea, or even just go straight herbal teas with no caffeine, because then she would sleep better, and then she would wake rested, and she would not be trying to jack herself up and get herself out of this. First off, Regina must accept that she is having an inward period. Let her pull in and meet that, what she thinks is a dark entity inside her. It is not. It is the quiet, soft-spoken soul voice that is deep within her, that she is now having to tune into here, which may mean not being social, which may mean not being so outputting and outward focused and trying to go out and effect. She needs to go inward and say hello to this being that she's becoming. Her soul is modifying her balance between outward flow and inward direction. And so for a time, it's going to feel highly inward and even reclusive, so that she can get to know this part of her and come out into a place of balance. This month, the month of Libra, of course, is a month of balance. Balancing light and dark, light and dark, balancing outward with inward, balancing good diet versus bad diet. Other things that don't work for her body are sugar and wheat and corn. And those consciousnesses that are brought about by the diversity of macrobiotics within the digestive system, that consciousness gets aggravated by sugar, caffeine, wheat, corn. And they are very fussy and cranky. And that makes her feel like not herself. So there are these three directives. Change the food and the beverages. Go within and say hello. Meet your dark side. You're not going to meet some dangerous devil or diabolical demon. She is going to meet that quiet voice, that inner divine, and begin to listen, begin to come into unity with the inner divine, and less into what can she do outside. When the third part is the batteries are low, the creative batteries are low, and this is partly because of the digestive elements that we've been talking about, but also when the creative batteries are low, there is not to do except for to rest, to let them recharge, to take in positive information and put down the phone, unless you are listening to a wonderful guided meditations, of which we have plenty on our YouTube channel, Reverend Annie Batchelder, Psychic and Channel. Over 450 videos are there for her to take in. And take in positivity. Chew it. Disagree with it. Agree with it. Harmonize. Find what works from within. And eschew negativity, broadcasts that make you divert to fear. She is learning to master choice. And it is a tricky thing. It is a tricky thing, especially when the volume of the need for balance and respect for her inner self is growing and making her change in ways that she cannot predict. But it is a good thing. It is a good thing. A new foundation is being set, and she will be a different person for spring when she is bringing more of these gifts outward. And she begins to flower again. It's all right. It's all right to be inward drawn at times in life. It is necessary. Okay, Pat Hansen. Oh, let me just. So Stephanie says, any message from my child, Charles Miller's guides? I'm worried. Okay. First off, stop worrying. This worry is a tricky form of obsession. The mind wants you to be convinced that if it is constantly thinking about the problem, it is doing something. But all the mind does is check the memory banks and say, what could go wrong here? It doesn't check the memory banks and go, oh, well, this all worked out. The mind only knows to go to the memory banks and look for what is fearful. Look for what feeds the mind's busy, busy, busy. And you, Stephanie, you know who you are. You know that everything works out perfectly for you, and therefore everything shall work out perfectly for others. Not knowing the details might make your mind a little bit cranky and wanting to grab onto something, to wisps of hope. But it is being in the present moment and centering yourself and letting go of worry and placing this full-grown man in the hands of a full-grown, all-powerful divine who knows what she is doing, because the divine is in charge. The soul of Charles is in charge, and they are in cahoots. There's a lot going on in the soul of Charles, and when we speak there, there's heat on the left side of the neck and back of the head, leading down the back side of the body. So Charles is moving into a different state of being as well. And many, many of you are in this same phase. Finding your peace in your soul's energy, your soul's light, and in the connection that your soul creates for you with the divine. Those three components are quite necessary. Your human self, your soul, and the divine. And they work as one. And then as your human self, and you embody the light and the energy and the consciousness of your soul, you are connected automatically to the divine, and everything is as it should be. There's an affirmation I want for this, for you. Okay. I reside in the Garden of Eden, my spiritual domain, in a state of divine harmony. The divine is maintaining her spiritual universe, and there is nothing amiss. All right. Good for you. Release anything and all worry. Okay, I want to make sure I get Pat Hansen's question before it rolls out of my view. What is the origin of my persistent cough? Well, as the moisture has been good for parts of your body where you live, it is at this point feeling like a bit of over wetness. We're also seeing that your body is having trouble with inflammation, mucus production. Oh, and there's a part of you that is very, very sad right now and is not wanting to speak of it. And it's all right to be sad. In a way, it is a mournful time for your country and for your fellow humans who are embattled and bittered and starving and moving and relocating on the globe, hoping for something better. But as we know, for you, you must stand in the light of your soul, Pat. You must stand in the brilliance of your soul. You must know that your soul is doing for you, which not can be else can be done. The other thing you might be needing is to work with my Tibetan doctor, Lobsang Dondep, LOBSANG DHONDUP, TibetanHealingCenter.org. He comes to the area once a month, and the last time I saw him was in August in not Moraga, but in that area, far in the East Bay, Walnut Creekish area, and you can make an appointment with him, and I think he would be a good visit for you to help you know what he will listen to your pulses on both wrists. He will have you bring in morning urine, which is a telltale sign of what's going on with your various organs and systems in your body, and he will sense your spiritual setting, and he will give you a recommended diet, and if you follow his dietary recommendations, even at the lowest, just 80% of the time or 85% of the time, you will improve, and you will be given herbs, Tibetan herbs that are grown by the monks in Tibet, compiled into combinations by the monks in Tibet, and therefore are highly spiritually attuned, and will reset your body and clear the inflammation and clear the fogginess, the difficulty in speaking your reality into existence. There you go. And it will clear the sadness. And inflammation is pressing. It takes up a lot of space in the body. And as this is cleared, the fog will lift. The lowered energy, the heavy energy will be lifted. And after this, I will put a link in the comments about Lobsang and how to get in touch with Lobsang and make an appointment for Northern California. He's based out of Encinitas, California, down near San Diego, but he comes up to this part of the world once a month for about 3-4 days to see patients up here. And he is the one that I really attribute my healing from multiple sclerosis, as well as the divine. But his work has been very, very powerful for me. Okay. Anything about my pursuit of a place to live? You wandering bee. You are like going from flower to flower, but you cannot settle. When you settle within and stop seeing your destination, where you think you are going, as something outside of you, as you settle within, then you become even more magnetic to the solutions of your problem about where to live. And I suspect you want to live near where your father is being cared for, and so that you are close by. And this is a difficult time. You have to consciously make a great leap in trusting the divine. You have always been led, and you always will be led to the place that is best for you now, and to the next space for you to live in. But finding that quiet, that peace, and that inner divine connection, embodying your soul's light, maybe even opening your records and being open to divine guidance. Go back to my book, listen and state the prayer as you're taught in chapter 2. Open your records and be in the energy of your soul. And your soul being the divine link, or the link to the divine, will be with you, calming you, centering you. And it's a going inward to find the answers and to be find the location that serves you the most. Rather than going out and searching. Give yourself a 24-hour rest from the searching. Call a truce from the outward. Chase it, find it, trap it, and go inward and be in the peace of who you are and your divine connection with your soul and the divine. Be with that. And then things can be added unto you. This is much of a manifestation process rather than hunt it down and trap it. Yes, and for a fruitful future. I know that you want to do your work and sell your scents and soaps and candles and wonderful things, and so it shall be. So it shall be. Let's see, how are we doing? Oh, we have plenty of time. Let's just refresh the page and see if I missed any questions. I want to speak to everyone for everything as needed. And a fruitful future. You're welcome, Pat. You're welcome, Stephanie. Thank you. A fruitful future begins within. From a place of respect for who you are as a living, breathing human being in a body. As respect for who you are and your soul's missions, your soul's purposes. And finding a stable place to be with yourself. The mind wants to jog all around and check all the flowers like a busy bee and get her and rush around but when you go within, you get to breathe and rest in place, knowing that you are divinely guided, knowing that the divine has her eye on you and is working her magic through you, but you have to stop. You have to be connected with the divine in order to be the agent of the divine and hear the messages from your soul and the divine. Some say you must meditate in silence. Well, meditate, listening to the breath, feeling your heartbeat, returning to the breath, feeling your heartbeat, and going deeper and deeper within. And you will find that point of light that is your permanent atom of light, and your belongingness with yourself, your soul, and the divine that exists within you at all times. This is the place of manifestation. Manifestation happens from a place of peace love and divine connection. But it means stopping and just catching your breath and being wholly in this moment. There is another affirmation and I'm looking for you. Here we go. For all of you who are interested, this moment is the fulfillment of the divine's will for me. This moment is the fulfillment of the divine's will for me. This moment is the fulfillment of the divine's will for me. This moment is the fulfillment of the divine's will for me. And so it is. Use your record, Suzanne. And all of you, remember when you go into your Akashic Records, and I teach you how to do this in chapter 2 of my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, an Akashic Records Guide to fulfilling your, living a fulfilled life. Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, chapter 2, teaches you how to open your records and how to be in the energy of your soul. And it's a beautiful foundation for expanded consciousness. And you can travel all over the universe using your Akashic Records and using the prayer that's here, in here. And there's also 13 different energetic exercises that help with so many things, and all the exercises and the prayers are located in the final chapter in this. So you have the Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness Akashic Records prayer, you've got I and my soul are one, you've got the Great Creatress, the invocation. The Great Creatress is what my guides call the Divine Feminine. They're integrating soul prayer. And then you've got the exercise, how to embody your soul's light. Then you've got the exercise, interacting with the space between the 7th and 8th chakras. Very important, highly useful. You've got an exercise, feeling your soul's light in your body. The exercise, becoming conscious of all that is holy. Haha. There's the exercise, claiming your soul. You know, we as humans, we think we're so separate from our soul and from the divine. We're not. There's the exercise, receiving light from your future self. There's the exercise, healing an undesirable past life. There's the exercise, release yourself from judgment jail. There's the exercise, your permanent atom of light. That's a powerful one. My guides are really hot on that these days. The exercise, clearing excessive ancestral influences. Oh, Suzanne, your father is emitting a lot of fear, and you're picking up on that. And, you know, he knows that you can be kind of flighty, and he wants you to be happy and stable, but he's only emitting fear about it. So try to disengage his fear and re-engage with your soul and your knowingness. There's the exercise, manifesting as your soul. There's the exercise, releasing self-doubt and disappointment. And there's the exercise, how to align your self-will with divine will. You got to get this book, folks. This is a good book. This is a powerful book. This book has a lot of tools, a lot of great messages in it. And it always feels good, because every time I sat down to channel a chapter of this book, I was usually in a state of fear. And so they had to talk me down. So it really puts you into the energy of being divinely guided and connected and all one with everything that's going on. So get this book. I'll put some links in here. Or just plain text me, I want your book. It's $24. The companion journals $22. If you want both, you can have both for $40. And each of them have the autographed copy, and then there's a little message that I've channeled on the inside cover, just for whoever you are. Anyway, let me know you want this book, and we'll make arrangements for where to send it and how to transact, because these books are for sale. All right. Suzanne, thank you. This is a powerful book, isn't it? I'm glad it makes sense. She says, I've got it right next to me. I'll be going to open my records and move forward. In the book, I was able to keep it with me when I packed. Yeah, there you go. Good. It's a tool. It's a tool. You need their tools. Good. All right, folks. I think that's it for today. I love you all so much, too. Thank you for being with me. Life is good. I'll put links to the book and to Lobsang in the comments next, once I'm off the live. Thank you so much for being with me. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see the comments in the the book, ways to order the book, and how to connect with Lobsang Don, the wonderful Tibetan, traditional Tibetan physician, highly useful, in the comments. And I love you. Bye, y'all. Have a marvelous day.